Steady up, fellas. I got orders coming.
Welcome to another reign. Sedilio has stepped down. So now we have a new king. Cheese has inherited the throne, and it's going to be Momo for show, taking on King Cheese, who will be his first challenger, and the factions are US forces versus Oster on Kolodny Ferma Summer. I don't know what a sound bug emote would look like, Comash. Like, is it just me being like, whoa, I'm so scared, or something? I went back and watched the video of myself, like, being surprised, and it's just for, like, one frame, and it's all blurry, and there's just, like, there's nothing for me to screenshot or do, so I would have to, like, do some pose. I don't know. I just don't know how I would do that or what it would look like. I could probably figure something out, though. Anyway, Momo for show versus Cheese. Here we go. We're going to see a double rifle opening, double grenadiers. Rifleman taking control of the munitions here in the north. Pio's moving to take control of the fuel point up there. Riflemen look like they're going to not only get munitions control, but also building control here. It's a very bad opening for Cheese to not be able to secure control of this building. Most Oster players run straight for this munitions point to make sure they do not lose control of that building. 4 riflemen engaging against 4 grenadiers at this range. At least the grenadiers have green cover, but I'm pretty sure over time the riflemen will win. Pio is moving to take control of that point there in the north. And grenadiers engaging against riflemen at range. In this church, they look like they do all have green cover from this particular angle, so they'll probably win this over time, slowly. But they can't advance and take any territory beyond the center VP, and it looks like riflemen have sniped 2 grenadier models, still 3 of them left. That's definitely the engagement one for them. Pios continue circling and taking territory though, so at least Cheese does have access to his fuel point coming in, and he does have victory point control. So that is something, but as Oster, you really want to control 1 munitions point too. And Momo's about to have both munitions, which is just terrible. Yes, Burt's is Cheese in-game. Grenadiers still have 3 of their 4 models remaining in this engagement. They have taken out 3 of the riflemen in the church, so they were doing well, but support is here now, and they're probably going to have to retreat as they get charged here. Thanks for the follow, just Kamka. And there they go. Will be forced to retreat. Can't risk that squad getting wiped. Already taking quite a bit of manpower bleed. 30 manpower for every model you have to replace. Can stack up pretty expensive over time. Riflemen only 28 to reinforce. Pretty similar actually, but since riflemen tend to be stronger than grenadiers in the early game and cheaper to reinforce, can be quite difficult as Oster against a healthy dose of riflemen. Lieutenant is in production, and once he hits the field, I expect Momo is probably going to go M20. Pretty standard opening, 3 riflemen into M20. Cheese also playing with a pretty standard opening of 3 grenadiers into an MG42. He might go with a 4th grenadier, but he's probably going to want to take up very soon. His Pios, 2nd squad of Pios coming actually, when he'll use that to build his tier 2. His original squad of Pios is upgrading with a flamethrower, making its way towards the church to try and force these riflemen out. M20 in production now. And there's the retreat. And grenadiers are engaging against rear echelon troops here in the south. Volley fire doesn't kick in time to save the day, and they're either going to get wiped, okay, definitely going to get wiped. That late retreat. Momo's rear echelon troops just die. Mostly because volley fire is totally useless, but what can you do?
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Everyone, grenadiers ready!
HMG is charging towards the lieutenant, takes a bit of damage. Pulls back to safety. Flamethrower moving into close range on that lieutenant will flush him from cover. Here comes the M20 though, upgrading with armor skirts now. Bringing those flamethrowers down pretty quick. They will decap the cutoff before retreating. There they go. MG42 pulling back to safety as well. Tier 2 has been constructed. Cheese is probably going to get himself a 222 to counter that M20 very soon. Unless it just wants to go straight to AT gun. Riflemen taking control of the fuel point up here while Grenadiers take control of the strategic point. What are those Grenadiers doing? They just walked right into this Lieutenant and Rifle Squad. Fortunately, the Riflemen in the retreat path will get suppressed by the HMG42, and that will allow those Grenadiers to make a very lucky escape. But he definitely should not have exposed those Grenadiers like that in the first place. M20 finds a squad of Grens up here and will suffer engine damage, and rather than 222, Cheese is going to go half-track, and he's just going to have to manage the threat of the M20 with Panzerfausts for now, which may be a little bit difficult, but he's actually got quite a bit of map control. Why does he keep walking his Grens into the Lieutenant and Riflemen? This is so much manpower bleed here in the south every time he does that. That's 2 squads of Grens now. M20 is dancing around looking for repairs here in the north. He's going to continue engaging with it for a while, apparently, before getting that engine repaired. Flamethrower catches a squad of Riflemen. Gets one lucky crit there.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Coming from behind! They're shooting at my crew!
We have a full complement!
Riflemen continue to backpedal away from the flamethrower, will finally retreat. MG42 with flamethrower support is going to take control of the cutoff here, and the M20 is going to have to get some repairs to push that half-track away, which it should be able to do. The 50 cal on top can counter all of these things. AA half-track will do an even better job of that. AA half-track, when having had such weak map control, seems like a strange decision to me. I don't know, it seems like it's a little late to set up a really offensive containment with double light vehicle, but apparently he's going to try and make that work. 221 is in production now. Once that completes its upgrade, pretty decent chance of it keeping the M20 away. It won't be able to do that much against an AA half-track though. Flamethrower taking control of the fuel point, Grenadiers grabbing the munitions, more Grenadiers with LMG grabbing the VP, and those Riflemen are a little stranded in red cover right now. They're just going to retreat. Momo completely pushed off this battlefield, is boxed into his base. Which he shouldn't be. He's had an M20 out for 3 minutes and it's done almost nothing. It has 0 kills. A 0 kill M20 that has completely failed to secure map control anywhere. And it's almost completely uncountered. He just drove this thing all the way back to his base and slowly repaired it because of one Panzerfaust. Little weird. Here comes the 222. Drives right up to some vet riflemen though and might take engine damage. And there's the AA half-track. Oh my god. Instantly kills that. AA half-track has no problem dealing with that. Scout car, and that should leave both of Momo's light vehicles completely uncountered. He should have no problem breaking this containment. He just needs to get aggressive now. There are no AT guns on the field whatsoever. These squads need to reinforce and heal, get back on the map. Lieutenant taking control of the strategic point up here. These 2 rifle and rear echelon troop squads moving to take control of the munitions and VP. Armor-piercing rounds on the machine gun right there. Deal a little bit of light damage to both of these vehicles, but the M20 is going to hunt and gun down a flamethrower on the retreat. Catches it in red cover. I think that's going to die. There it goes. Nice pickup by Momo to wipe that, and Cheese just chose mobile defense and fielded 2 squads of Ostrupen. Mobile defense will be very nice when he hits 6 CPs to deal with the 2 light vehicles, but until that point they will continue to go pretty much uncountered since he just dropped all of his manpower float on Ostrupen instead of on an AT gun.
Enemy forces are securing our territory. We're throwing fire! New units are ready to deploy.
Flamethrower on these riflemen down here and brings them very low. They retreat just barely in time, but that was not an engagement that a solo squad of riflemen could win. Lieutenant taking control of the munitions with rifles in the building should be able to win against Ostrupen, maybe. They're a little wounded. That squad does have an LMG, no veterancy though. M20 has been partially repaired. Needs to pull back for further repairs away from what? Armor-piercing rounds? Yes, more armor-piercing rounds. Where's the AA half-track? Is it dead? No, it's being repaired in the base. Momo's having a lot of trouble taking on Cheese's front line with light vehicles just because of one machine gun with armor-piercing rounds. He just needs to get outside that thing's arc of fire, really. The Allied rifle squad will be forced to retreat right there. Lieutenant engaging against these. Ostrupen is probably going to lose over time. Ostrupen aren't amazing, but at this range and numbers end with an LMG, they should be able to win that engagement. Absolutely. M20 is about to be fully repaired. AA half-track is fully repaired and moves to push flamethrowers off the cutoff. Armor-piercing rounds have been activated again. Hopefully the AA half-track will not enter that arc of fire. And here comes the Puma, up to 6 CPs now. What are they shooting at? What was that? What were they doing? That was a little weird. It looked like they were shooting at the haystack. Is that possible to like manually attack a haystack? I don't think so.
The enemy is taking our territory.
AA half-track heads up here to push away these Ostrupen.
New units are ready to deploy.
Here comes the Puma. Puma dives the AA half-track. Will pull away from these vetted riflemen. Oh, that long shot! Wow, did he do that manually? Like with attack ground, or was that an auto fire? I don't know. If that was with attack ground, that was the most pro thing I've ever seen, and Momo will surrender! Wow, mobile defense takes the game. Puma shuts down Momo hard. He never could get back control of his cutoff. His map control was horrible this game. Can't believe he wasn't able to break half-track containment with an M20 AA half-track build, and it's all thanks to armor-piercing rounds. Well played, Cheese. That's the game. Let's see if Momo can recover the series, try and beat a 500 VP Axis victory in Game 2.